So I just picked up this 88 Conquest a few days ago, and very common problem. There's an issue with the seatbelt. It was stuck like this in the open position, and it wouldn't retract. Um, I found the answer on StarQuest Club. Great website. Been there on there for years. Hardly anybody goes there anymore. Now it's, Facebook, which is a bunch of crap. Facebook sucks. It's not like the old forums, but everybody's using Facebook nowadays. But anyways, I found the answer on StarQuest Club. It's a common problem. I think Jimmy posted it, longtime member. The images don't really work anymore. So anyways, I thought I would make this video. So yeah, common problem. So let's take a look. What happens is, first off, the seatbelt slides on a rail. There's a tape in there, long plastic tape. And when the seatbelt gets back to the fully open position, right, it touches this contact here, which looks like this. Okay, that's what it looks like. It pushes this, and then the seatbelt stops because it knows what position is it in, right? It makes a contact to a relay, it stops. Okay, you have another one back here. Okay, now that one is for when it's in over your shoulder and it's in the retracted position. It touches that one. So they're called limiter switches, right? So the system knows where the seatbelt position is. Well, when Mitsubishi made these cars and they lubricated this plastic track that's in here, they used some kind of graphite lubricant. I'm not sure if it was wet, at one point, if it was always dry. Anyways, over the years, it's very dried out, from dirt and stuff getting inside the track and just junk building up in there, and the graphite-based lubricant drying out. So what happens is it gums up this switch. You can see all over my hand. I've got like that stuff all over my hand. That's that lubricant in the rail, right? So it gums it up. So I took that switch out on both sides, the limiter switch, right? And I could barely even push it. It was just so gummed up full of junk. So what I did is I used this stuff right here. You can get it at your local auto parts store, electronic cleaner. I sprayed the crap out of this, right? And while I was spraying it, I was like working this loose, right? And then trying to get the junk out. Just kept working it, and finally it's, it smoothened out, and then it started working again. So you got all that junk inside out, and so the electrical contacts can make a connection, right? So that's what I did. Now the seatbelt actually works perfect, retracts good. I also sprayed a bunch of lithium grease in here. I just went along the track, the whole exposed track, and I sprayed lithium grease in there because the seatbelt was actually chattering. Once it got to about here, it would kind of start to chatter because it's so gummed up. And if these things get too gummed up and they start moving really slow and there's a lot of resistance, you can chew up the tape. That happened to me on another car. The motor just chewed up the tape, and it's a real pain in the butt to change that tape. You don't want to have to change that tape. So yeah, I just sprayed lithium grease all around there, soaked it up really good. Did a couple cycles on it, and that chatter went away, and it's much quicker. So that's good. And to get to these limiter switches, this one's easy. You just have to take this pillar cover off, plastic cover off. That one's really easy. This back one is not easy. And this back one is probably the one causing it, to be honest with you, because I first did the front one and it didn't change it. So it must have been this back one. You have to take all this stuff off here. You have to take the side bolster off, the top piece, this pillar piece here. Yeah, I mean, it took, if you've done it a few times, it takes it takes you maybe 15, 20 minutes. You just have to be really careful not to break all the little plastic clips and retainers, and, some of the screws are hidden. I'm not going to make a video on that, but I'm sure there's there's plenty of information on how to take this all apart. You just have to be careful because it's very hard to find parts for these cars, and it's very expensive. So I've learned to really just take my time and carefully remove stuff as carefully as possible. So yeah, the problem just came down to those limiter switches here. And you can just see, to take that out, there's just a little, see if I can zoom in there. See that gold Phillips screw right there? Right there? You take that out, pull it out, clean it up, and then when you put it back in, you actually kind of turn it a little bit clockwise first and then kind of slide it in. If you just try to push it straight in, it's hard to get in there. You kind of want to push it in a bit and then to kind of rotate it a little bit and then tighten the screw. And then just make sure, you know, the screw's tight and everything's good, because then you got to pull all the stuff back on. So you want to make sure it's working good. So that was a fix for the automatic seatbelt. Luckily, it wasn't a big fix, and hopefully this can help somebody. So thanks for watching.